This video demonstrates the proper setup procedure for Unite-A-Matic gauge using ball anvils to inspect the pitch diameter. With the gauge powered on, if the display is blinking, I'm going to press the clear button to put the gauge into operating mode. That's going to stop that display from blinking. At this point, I'm going to unlock the positioning tailstock with the lock knob here on the right side of the gauge, and I'm going to use the positioning knob to bring the anvils into contact position. With the anvils in contact position, I'm going to zero my scale using the X-axis 0 reset key, and I'm now going to retract the positioning tailstock 300 thousandths using the positioning knob. Now, 300 thousandths is the proper gauging stroke for this Unite-A-Matic, and that's going to be an approximate number. As long as we're within a couple thou or a few tenths, we're going to be okay. So now that I'm close, I'm going to go ahead and lock that down. At this point, that positioning tailstock is now locked using that lock knob here on the right side of the gauge. And what I'm going to do now is confirm my zero. So I'm going to raise and lower that red handle lever. While they're in contact, I'm going to reset my zero. Now I'm going to verify my repeatability on that zero by raising and lowering the red handle lever a couple times. Now that I know that I'm repeating on my zero, I can now comp in the ball size. In this case, we're using two 1/8" balls, or in metric 3.175 millimeters. So while the balls are in contact position, which means the handle is up, I'm now going to press the X-axis designation key. When I select that key, I can now enter in twice the diameter of the ball size. In this scenario, it's two 1/8" balls, which is going to equal 0.250 or 1/4 inch. So to follow my keystroke, I'm going to hit the decimal point, 250, and hit enter. That's now going to comp in the ball size. At this point, I'm going to confirm that size is repeating. Once I do that 2 or 3 times, I have the confidence that I'm still going to be able to repeat. So I'm now going to retract that red handle lever. I'm going to unlock the positioning tailstock, and I'm going to retract that tailstock to the far side of the gauge using the positioning knob for part loading clearance. I'm now ready to install my platen onto the gauge and install my gear onto my platen. Now I'm going to gently use the positioning knob to bring the anvils into contact with the gear. In this example, what I'm going to do is make contact, see the dimension on the screen, which is 1/452, and now I'm going to retract my anvils 300 thousandths, again to allow for that proper gauging stroke. So that's going to take me to 1 inch 752 thousandths. Again, that is an approximate number, but we don't want to be too far off. So I'm there within a few tenths. I'm now ready to flip that red handle lever. It's going to make contact with the part, and that's going to give me my reading for my pitch diameter. I can confirm my reading by raising and lowering this red handle lever a few times. Once I'm confident my gauge is set, I'm now ready to begin my part inspection.